Hey everybody, it's the program. Whoa, it's time for the dice game. We're on TV once again, once a day, every day. Turn on the machines and then we start talking.
For an hour.
It's Monday. We're back on Monday again. And it goes through the weeks. We go through the weeks. We start the week. We end the week. We start the week. We end the week. That's how weeks go. Throughout time, every day.
It's amazing.
Yeah, hi Dan.
Hey Kenny, how are you doing?
Oh, real good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. Carl? Carl's got no mic. Sometimes we should... Oh, there it is. I thought maybe we should have gotten the mics prepared a little bit first.
Here's one. You want to try this one?
I'm good.
Hello?
Maybe we should have prepared...
This one works?
We should have prepared the mics before we started.
This one works great.
Yeah.
You want this one instead?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's fine.
You could use both.
Right.
You would be like...
Eventually, yes.
You'd be like stereo or something.
Dan's back. After a week, if you didn't know, Dan's on every Monday.
Yes, every Monday now. I don't think I've missed a Monday except when I was in Canada.
Yeah.
But I haven't missed one. It's kind of rare that I missed one.
Very rarely. So only, I would say, like maybe 2 or 3 weeks a year.
Yeah, if that.
That's 50 hours a year.
Yeah, something like that.
50 hours a year is a lot of shows. You know, we do a lot of shows here. 365 a year, 366 on leap year. But you do 50 a year, which is still like a good amount of shows. Whoa.
You guys do
365.
Whoa. 6 times more than I do.
Uh-oh.
Or 7 times more.
Well, the Phantom Cell. How was your week, Dan?
My week was pretty good.
On the dice game, yeah.
Fairly eventful.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, did karaoke-ole. And Robert and I dressed up as Doc Brown and Marty McFly. I, of course, was Marty McFly! Doc?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I do it very well. I mean, I watched the show so that I could try and get his voice down. Yeah, it's not very good.
Well, yeah.
Who?
Yeah, I don't do it very well.
I think it's Canadian. Michael J. Fox.
He is Canadian.
So maybe you can...
Is that ironic?
Why?
I'm not sure. I see you're
You're
the person.
Irony
If I'm
meter?
not sure if something is ironic, you're the one that I asked.
Well, I think
I asked
maybe
you,
it's
is that
ironic that you can't do an impression of him and he's Canadian, and you're Canadian, and then maybe you should be able to do it. But.
Yeah, I guess there isn't anything ironic about us both being Canadian.
Well, maybe that you're trying to do an impression of him, you can't do it. It's maybe a little bit of irony in there.
Well, I try.
Yeah. Here we go.
Captain Kirk is Canadian.
Famous Canadians.
I chose a 3.
I lost.
You mean James T. Kirk?
So what was the number?
6.
6? Is that black one?
It's the black one. Carl's
Okay.
got a color-coded dice system.
Oh, okay. So the green ones are when you roll 2, and the white ones are when you roll 3.
That's
I get
right.
it.
Yes, you always know.
I figured it out all by myself.
Carl's developed a dice system as part of the dice game over there.
I wonder if that helps you win more, Carl.
Well, it doesn't help anyone win more. It just,
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm dubious and suspicious.
You think Carl's cheating at the dice game?
No, it's just where people can figure out
Not really.
when dice have rolled when.
How was the week, Dan? So you busy?
So really busy. Did the karaoke
you
only
were
on
Marty
Friday?
McFly.
Yeah, Marty McFly and.
Do you know Marty McFly accent? Carl, I don't even know. I can't remember last time. But I know that you're a big fan.
Doc!
Yeah.
Yeah, because he has kind of his voice
say?
cracks.
What does he say? He doesn't say Great Scott. What's his big catchphrase?
Well, that's
You're the Doc!
Is that what he says?
Yeah, a bunch of times.
You're the Doc! You're the Doc! That's my impression of Marty McFly. Yeah, so that's for Halloween. That's a Halloween episode. When is our Halloween? Come on.
I think it's Friday or Saturday or something. I think it's a Saturday.
It's this coming Saturday. It's scary month, but really, I mean, how scary are we being today? We should get more scary like this. Oh, scary! But it's getting scary month is getting tiring.
Well, look at how dark it is behind us. That might be scary for some people. Darkness.
The thing about scary month is that Halloween is at the very, very end of the month.
Yeah.
So all to October, you're like,
Yeah.
because you have the whole month. So sometimes if Halloween was in the middle of the month, then it wouldn't be the whole month of scariness would be easier to
That's true.
to do. But that maybe I don't know if they did that on purpose, so you can be scary throughout October.
Yeah. Do you know what I saw on the streets?
What?
A bone.
Oh, we really
Yeah. It.
scary.
I don't know what kind of creature that bone belonged to, but it was pretty big. It was. It might have been like a turkey drumstick bone. It was big. It was in the Target parking lot. I was walking to work yesterday? Today. I think today. Yeah, I saw it. And I'm like, holy crap, that's a big bone. And it was picked clean, right? There wasn't any, like, crap on it. It was just straight up bone. And I'm like, that would be like a leg bone of a cat or a dog. Or a turkey. Because, you know, their legs are pretty long, them turkeys. But like a cat bone, actually, like a leg bone would only be that big. It'd be drumstick size. You know, either the radius, the ulna, the femur, the humerus.
Well, it's time to do an investigation, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you have that bone with you?
I failed to pick it up and carry it with me home and to work.
Better that way.
No, you must have. No.
I thought about it.
If you think it was just like a meat bone though, like somebody. Was.
Yeah, someone was mowing down on a giant animal that had been cooked.
Yeah.
At one point, or part of an animal that had been
Somebody
cooked.
killed it.
It wasn't like some weird like dead thing.
No, it was just a bone just sitting there all by itself, you know, close to a curb, and I'm like, what? That thing is huge.
I saw a half melted dead bird today. It was
half melted?
It was like, you know, it was just really old.
Oh, it had been there a long
It
time.
had been there a long time, and it was kind of decaying, half decayed, but it was all melted.
Where did you see this? In the Target parking lot?
No, I just thought it's on the sidewalk, on the streets. Yeah. It was pretty scary. Why the Target parking lot?
Oh, because the Dan saw.
Oh, that's where the bone was? Okay,
in the
yeah.
Target parking lot.
Yeah. Oh, maybe we saw the same bone. Or the bird. Maybe it was the bird I saw was part of this bird that Dan saw, too. But I saw like a medium-sized bird. I think maybe it was...
Was it the Target parking lot?
No, it wasn't that.
Okay, yeah, that's where I saw this.
I think it was like a sparrow or something. I saw a kind of small bird, probably too small to be the bones of the bird that you saw. But your bone
I saw...
was a big meat bone and not a small bird bone.
Yeah. It was either like a turkey drumstick size, because those are pretty big, or it might have been from like a lamb bone maybe, lamb leg bone, some sort of a mammal leg bone.
Remember when you found an
either
onion?
one of these or one of these.
When you found an onion in the parking lot, Carl?
Yes.
Remember that? Can you tell
What?
that story again?
An
I'm trying to
onion?
remember.
You found an onion?
I found an onion in the Hagen parking lot.
Yeah.
So, I had picked up some broccoli slaw at Fred Meyer with my parents.
Yeah.
I was over there on one particular Saturday, and I don't know if this Saturday it was probably
working? Well,
Mine is.
no, but yeah. Oh yeah, okay. It's going, I guess. I guess it's going.
I was I don't know if I was on the Saturday I was going off to Evergreen State College afterwards, but I at least was I needed some flavor along with the sour cream. I didn't want sour cream. I wanted some spice.
You make coleslaw with sour cream?
No, I put sour cream with the broccoli slaw sometimes.
Huh. Huh. Hmm.
Is that coleslaw? Is that what coleslaw is?
No, coleslaw is probably
Mayo?
Cabbage.
Oh.
Cabbage.
Cabbage and mayo.
I make
and mayonnaise. Yeah.
I make a coleslaw that tastes very, very, very similar to the KFC.
Yeah?
And I will take a bag of coleslaw, cabbage, right? It's got the mostly green cabbage, a little bit of purple, and a little bit of carrot. And then I'll take one package of that, and then I will do a cup of mayonnaise, and I'll do a third of a cup of sugar and a third of a cup of vinegar. And I will take half an onion and dice it really finely and put that in there. And then celery seed.
Uh-huh.
That's it. And then I mix it up, and it tastes better the next day because the flavors tend to meld a little bit. And the vinegar works its way into the vegetable, and the mayonnaise kind of spreads and coats everything, right, because it's got a lot of oil in it, so it mixes in there real well, and the sugar gives it a little bit of sweetness. It called for half a cup of sugar.
That's a lot of sugar.
And a quarter cup of vinegar, but I reduced the sugar and added more vinegar to it.
Uh-huh.
And my girlfriend makes coleslaw differently. She will take the coleslaw mix, and she will do a little bit of mayo, maybe half a cup of mayo, and then she will throw in some diced onions and Italian dressing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like pretty good. It's like
Yeah.
a salad.
Yep. Yeah. It's not as sweet as mine. Mine is a little sweet. I might try dropping the sugar a little more, so it's not nearly as sweet, but it tastes just like the KFC.
Yeah, I like the KFC stuff.
Yeah, and I went looking for recipes for coleslaw, and I swear there's a million different varieties, variations.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
You know, more or less mayonnaise, more or less some vinegar-based something.
It's mostly the same kind of thing, though. I mean, how far away could you get, and then it's no longer coleslaw if you deviate too far away from just kind of vinegar and oil or fats.
Well,
fats and vinegars, then it becomes a salad.
I imagine you could do half a package of the regular coleslaw stuff and then half a package of the broccoli slaw, and then make your coleslaw normal, and it would change the texture.
It still counts as coleslaw, though?
I would think so.
At what point does it become salad?
49%.
Yeah. It's got to be...
Tips over the edge.
It's got to be slaw. Well, it's broccoli slaw, though, right? That's what it's called?
Well, the slaw is the sauce, I think.
And the coal is the regular part?
I guess.
It's the slaw is the... I think it's not. I think it's one word.
I've never researched the origin of the name.
Well, I guess because
broccoli slaw is when everything's in like narrow strips. And
it's got broccoli in it?
Yeah, broccoli slaw is the meat, I guess, of it's like all these different.
Well, if you can call it broccoli,
shredded up broccoli sticks, but it also has carrot or whatever in it as well.
If you can call it broccoli slaw, so that makes me think that slaw is a separate word. But really, I think that it's more like burger. You know how like it used to be hamburger or like alcoholic, where it was one word and then they take the second half of the word and then they just start applying it to other.
Yeah.
They start applying that second half to other words, even though that they don't actually go together. Maybe that's like the
workaholic.
coleslaw. So it's not like is the lettuce, but I think it's coleslaw. But it seems like it should be slaw and cole are separate. But I think it's actually one word. But then they're doing that thing like holics when any sliced up vegetable is slaw now, even though it was probably just coleslaw. But now it's like whatever you put in that shape, that's what coleslaw becomes.
Yeah, I imagine you could have spinach slaw, carrot slaw.
Yeah.
You could have what else?
Because you shouldn't be able to have a chicken burger, because it's like a hamburger.
Yeah.
It's just chicken sandwich.
Yeah, because hamburger was one name. It was the name of the guy that invented them.
And now it's a chicken burger and stuff.
Yeah, turkey burger, chicken burger, veggie burger. That's interesting.
Coleslaw.
Well, anyway, so I was like at Fred Meyer getting this broccoli slaw, and Fred Meyer doesn't have a whole lot in terms of salt and pepper shakers. And so I'm like, well, I know where I can get them. I can get them at Hagen's. And so I
Salt and pepper shakers?
Yeah, with salt and pepper in them.
Oh, why not like Target?
Well, I guess I didn't think of Target.
Or Walmart?
I
Which
Anywhere,
I was
anywhere.
I was at Fred Meyer.
which one?
Oh
The
yeah, they
Tumwater
probably
one?
have it at the Fred Meyer though.
Yeah, well, there's a Fred Meyer, and there's
It's not, in price competitiveness. The pepper was only like maybe the kind of the the pepper BBs or whatever you would call them.
peppercorns.
Yeah, that you would have to grind up.
So you went to
Oh, that's better. Oh, the pepper is so much yummier.
you went to 2 stores to save money on pepper.
No.
Oh.
So I was at Fred Meyer buying the coleslaw.
Uh huh.
And I was there with my parents, and I was like,
Okay.
okay, I got the sour cream. I want pepper along with it.
Yeah.
And boy, when I went to Hagen, boy, did I find spice. Because in that parking lot, when I left, was an onion.
Well, why
Red onion that was on the parking lot.
why did you still go to why did you
take
go to
it?
Hagen's? You were at Fred Meyer and you bought the coleslaw, but then why did you make a second trip to Hagen's? Because it was just like a long time afterwards when you had the after like the.
Well,
the-
no, I would go off to the west side anyway.
Uh-huh.
Especially on some Saturdays. That's why I don't know if this particular Saturday I was going to go to Evergreen State College on the west side
But-
for
Yeah,
my
But
Now-
well, why didn't you buy the salt and pepper at Fred Meyer when you bought the
because
coleslaw?
it was just peppercorns.
They didn't have salt and
But
pepper
they
at Fred
didn't
Meyer.
have pepper that was like in the shaker.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
So then you had to go
Huh.
somewhere else to get it.
Yeah, so
Why not-
the pepper and the salt and pepper were sold as a unit, one item.
Oh, I see.
And you only
want
It was
only
all
pepper.
wrapped together.
Oh, you get those at the dollar store. You knew that.
Well,
No? Yeah?
maybe.
Yeah?
I
No?
don't know.
Yeah.
But you didn't want
Yeah,
you didn't
no.
want the pepper though. You didn't want the salt. You only wanted the pepper by itself, and they only came in the package at Fred Meyer.
Well,
So you had to,
salt and pepper is like yum and yummier.
but you wanted them separate, or you wanted them together?
No, I wanted them together.
Oh, but they didn't have them together. They only had them separate at Fred Meyer.
Yeah, and only like peppercorns or whatever.
Oh,
else.
no actual, just like regular.
Like no actual shaker.
Oh, right. Okay.
Like to get them together in one. You can buy Morton salt and you can buy peppercorns, but there were no
Shakers. Yeah.
like end user consumer like
Yeah,
ready
well,
to go.
Okay.
I want two things. I want two things for Christmas. That's all I want. I want
What?
great big grindy pepper and grindy salt shakers. Big ones.
But
Yeah.
For grinding.
Yeah. For grinding pepper and grinding salt. Maybe not
So-
gigantic ones, but I really like the big ones. For some reason, I like big, giant, grindy pepper things. Like, so big they need their own little table. Well, maybe not that big. I'm kidding, pretty much. But I really like the big ones. I have two little ones that you got a little squeeze, or like this little round ball, and there's like these two ears that come out, and you squeeze the ears together, and there's two little grinders, and it grinds both salt and pepper.
well, when you have like a Christmas list of like only one or two items, people might end up forgetting your list and just getting whatever they want to give you anyway.
Yeah, that's true. And I think this year I'm not going to ask for anything because anytime I've asked for stuff, it's kind of
Yeah.
rare that I actually get that. And it's like just
Right.
one thing.
Right.
Like my slippers, my house slippers are falling apart. They busted, like on the side where your pinky toe knuckle is.
Pinky
Like-
toe
like-
knuckle.
like right there?
Yeah,
Right
yeah.
there. So yeah, I got to get new slippers. I'm not going to ask for them for Christmas because just no, I got to go and I got to fit them, right? I got to put my foot in them and see if they fit.
They have slippers at the dollar store too.
Do
Yeah.
they really?
Yeah.
Like the soft, cushy ones?
No, they're mediocre, but there are slippers.
Huh. I'll go look. I'll look next time. when I'm looking for salt and pepper shaker.
So,
So
the onion story.
yeah, I basically found this onion in the parking lot and says, "Oh, I guess I'm gonna take you home."
Uh-huh.
And so home I did take it, and I, used a knife to cut into it pretty much just like immediately when I got home.
Uh-huh.
Now you gave it a rinsey, didn't you?
No.
It could have been anywhere. You don't
apparently
know
I'm
where
Or
it's
maybe
been.
I did, or I don't
Apparently I am a raccoon because I rinse everything.
know. Okay.
Raccoons rinse stuff?
If my food is rinsable, I will rinse it.
Do raccoons do that?
Yeah.
How do they do that? In like the lake?
Oh, they will find little puddles or whatever. They will rinse their food. They will dip it in water and then eat it. And someone told me, oh, that's because they don't have saliva glands. And I'm like, I would need to confirm that with some kind of science or something.
Speaking of science,
Oh, yes.
Well, you had science?
Oh
Talk.
my God, this is something crazy town. This is some kind of crazy town. You probably read it. I posted a couple of different articles on it on Facebook and stuff.
what?
Yeah. Okay. So as you know, there is a little satellite probe that's been floating out there in space, and it's been looking at the same set of stars now for 4 years. And it's called Kepler. And it's been looking at 160,000 stars and looking and taking hourly light readings of all the stars and looking for stars where the light dips at regular periods. And when it dips, that means something dimmer has come in front of it. And it's found, I think they're up to 6,000 stars now that have regular light dips of planets orbiting in front of the stars. Okay? So, and some of these stars, there are multiple planets that are right in line with us. And,
What are the odds of that happening?
well,
Well, I probably shouldn't distract you from your story. Or tell me.
well, anyway, so in 4 years, it's been just 150,000 stars, and so it's taken a long time to analyze them because there's so many stars. And so I think it's the John Hopkins? No, it's Goddard Flight Center, maybe something. One of those NASA.
JPL.
Yeah, Jet Propulsion Laboratory. That's it. Thank you. So they've had
You're
a
welcome.
program called the Planet Hunters, and I can at any time log on, and when I do, it'll show me a light curve of some star, and I will look for dips in the light. And I can review it over a 4-month period or a 6-month period or a year-long period, and I will look for regular dips. And I can close the view and open the view, right? I can zoom in and zoom out and look for light dips and stuff. And so I did that for maybe 6 months, most nights. And so I help find these planets. And I have no idea. I have no idea if any of these planets were, official, but I would look at the notes from other people that had looked at that particular star, and they'll say, yeah, regular dips every 3.78 days. And so JPL would take the commentary, okay, right, because I would flag it as, yeah, I think there's a planet, and they would make further research with it. They would have computers look at it and analyze it even further, and that way they could eliminate planetary candidates.
Mm-hmm. This one's the louder.
Okay. Oh, that is much better.
Yeah.
So I helped do this. Well, they found recently, they found a planet with where the light dips by 22%. And over the whole period that they've looked at it, it has dipped like 3 or 4 times at regular events. But then there are these other great big dips that are happening irregularly, and these are significant dips. Normally, you've got a star, like our sun is 1 million miles across.
Uh-huh.
And our Earth is only 12,000 miles across, and Jupiter is, I think, closer to 11,000 or something. It's, or not 11,000. 110,000, something like that. I think it's 18 Earth diameters or something. It might be a little more, 21. I forget the number, but it's somewhere around 20. Well, anyway, so if you're looking at our sun from a distant star, like 10 light years away, if Jupiter cuts in front of it, the light will dip maybe 1 or 2%. It won't be much at all. It's just a tiny percentage. And then Jupiter is a big planet. And depending on how close Jupiter is to the planet will determine how much of the light it blocks, because it's closer in. It's, right? Anyway, maybe if it's farther up. Maybe, I'm not sure. Well, anyway, so the light dips just a little bit, and this star is having major dips, and the dips are irregular. They don't, like when you look at a light dip from a planet, right? Because it's a sphere, the light curve does this kind of curved V pattern. Like, like people draw seagulls in the air, right? It's like this curved point. Whereas this one, there was a long curve, and then it went up real quick. So whatever object went in front of the star was irregularly shaped, or it was a group of things. And so this has gotten all kinds of crazy attention about
field.
it. No, they're saying it's an alien megastructure, like a Dyson sphere or a ring world. Yeah,
Ring world.
yeah. Do you know what a ring world is? Larry Niven wrote a series of novels called Ringworld, and it's essentially a giant, picture a candle and then a ribbon 50 feet long that's in a circle that completes a circle around the candle. And so that ribbon would be a ring world, and it just spins at a high enough speed that centrifugal force creates artificial gravity, and it just spins around the world, and the sun is in the middle. And so
yeah, well, that's what the spaceship on 2001 apparently was. The gravity was on the inside.
Yeah, wheel in space, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of speculation of what kind of objects would make the light dip 22% at irregular intervals. Like if it's a planet, if it's a great big planet, it's going to do that. It's going to have like a regular looking light curve, like we've seen thousands of them.
Now, when you say dipping, you really mean light winking out in some fashion, right?
Yeah. Okay, so we got a light over there, and if I were to take a golf ball and pass the golf ball, right, like on a string, so my hands weren't in the way, and pass that in front, and if we had a light meter beside us, right?
Yeah.
If you guys had a light meter and you measured the amount of dimming that occurred, the light curve, if you looked at it visually, like on a timeline, it would do this slow kind of rounded arch that would go to a point,
Right.
and it would be at its strongest light dip when the planet was fully in view, and it would stay that way until the planet started passing out of the line of sight of the star,
Right.
and then the light would make exactly the same kind of curve going back up again,
Right.
to its regular amount.
Couldn't it be like several planets at the same time?
Well, I'm speculating, and I've been vocal about it, just so that if someone says, "Oh yeah, that's what it is," I said it first. I got dibs, right? What if it's a planet with a large ring system and a bunch of moons?
Yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
the rings, and if it's tilted, the rings are going to do a weird pattern because they'll curve down and then they'll curve back up again. But if it's slanted,
Saturn
and if it has,
2.0.
if it has moons. They found a planet with an incredibly huge ring. This is a planet that's orbiting, I think, every 6 years or something, and so they're going to be watching this for a while. And the light curve was crazy because it was flat, right? And then it dips down and then up and then down and then up again and down and up. And it did this kind of stair-steppy kind of thing, up and down, and then it went down to its lowest level, and then it did the same pattern back up and then down and up and down and up and down. And this is a ring that where the ring has gaps in it, and the light passes fully through the star, or mostly through the light from the star passes mostly through these gaps in the rings, and so the light level would go back up again, and then another ring would pass in front of the sun, and it would go down again and up again and down again, and then the planet would cross the path of the sun, and then the light would go down all the way, or whatever whatever percentage that ends up being, and then it would do the same pattern as the ring system passed along the other side.
Are the entrances and the exits always looking the same?
Generally, yes. Generally, yes. And so, if it's a planet with a large ring system, it's going to have a wonky-looking light curve drop.
I'm sure there's one or two cases where it looks so exotically different when it leaves Earth and when it enters.
Well, I would love a chance to get a good look at. I would love a chance to look at the light curves of this star. I've seen like graphic representations of it, but I would love to look at the actual data directly myself, because I've done this before, and that would just be amazing to me. So people are saying it's giant alien things. It's a giant alien megastructure. Like, for instance, if a triangle, let's say, well, actually one of those dice, okay? If one of the dice passed in front of the little light, and we had our little light meter, depending on the angle that the dice was, if it were square, straight on, square on, the light would do a sudden drop down. It would be flat, and then it would go straight back up again. We'd be able to tell that that is not round, because the light curve drops down like a on off like that, right? If it were triangular, let's say it was one of those four-sided dice. You've seen those, right? They look like a little three-sided pyramid. Okay, if one of those things floated in front of the light curve would be very interesting, because it would do a slow slope even, right? It wouldn't do a rounded curve. It would do a straight curve down, and then it would curve back up again sharper. It might go straight up and down, but it would look like a V that's been tilted. So the light curves from this star have weird shapes. And so the most likely thing is there are patches of comets. The other thing it could be too is Jupiter has what are called Trojan asteroids. And these are asteroids that go in the same orbit as Jupiter, but they float 60 degrees ahead and 60 degrees behind. They're really stable positions where the gravity of the Sun and Jupiter, this little spot in the orbit, they're pulled towards Jupiter, and then they curve back around, and they do these crazy weird orbits, but they stay in these positions. And so there's a lot of them. There's thousands and thousands of these asteroids that float they're called Lagrange points. And all planets have like 4 of them. And L1 and L2 is the one just ahead of the planet, and L2 is the one just behind the planet. So if this planet orbiting in front of this star with this weird light signature had a bunch of Trojan asteroids, you'd see little light dips in between, because they follow the same orbit. So that's entirely possible as well. And, everyone is like, oh, it's alien megastructures like a Dyson sphere,
There's a lot of
ring world,
a lot of other reasons.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of dice cubes in outer space, is anyone suggesting that there could be Borg cubes out there?
No. Hey, we got some messages.
That would have to be a Borg cube the size of 2 or 3 Jupiters.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
4 or 5 maybe. It could be a blimp, shaped like a tortoise.
I was capturing, and I looked up
or a
on
rabbit.
the ceiling.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe we gotta.
What happened?
I don't know. Here, Freddie left the message.
Hey, program, it's Freddie. Just setting some things up here at the studio, doing some capturing, and I looked up on the ceiling, and guess who's back? It's Carlito.
What?
Or maybe it's Carlito too. I don't really know, but maybe you guys should get the dice cam out and take a look at Carlito or Carlito 2.
Is that
Hard to
Carlito
tell whether
2
he's
up
back
there?
or if it's the new Carlito, but
You Carlito.
he looks like Carlito to me. I don't know.
It needs a different
it-
name.
Is that? Oh, it is. It's a Carlito. I thought it was alive.
No, it's pretty dead.
Oh, that's exciting. I mean,
Well, you got to give it a new name, though.
no, not Carlito. I like Carlito too. What do you think,
Where have you been? We've been lost without you, Carlito.
Maybe
it just Carlito
Carlita.
1?
Maybe Carlita, you know?
Is it just Carlito again?
Well,
It's
Carlito
just
would
Carlito.
be a male mayfly.
my
and
grandmother-
Carlita would be a female.
My grandmother had all these dogs, and she would get the same Chihuahua, and she would name it Peanuts. And every time the dog died, she just got a new dog that looked the same and named it the same thing. And I didn't even know there were different dogs. Sometimes.
Are you serious? Just named it the same thing?
Yeah, it's the same name. I think it's economical.
Right.
But I want to keep track. Maybe number 2, but we can just remember.
That's someone that has difficulty with change.
Let's just say that Carlito's back for the second time.
Well, that could be.
He
90%
respawned.
Or
Will he return?
He respawned.
75% of the human race has difficulty with change.
Well,
Maybe
Carl-
over half.
Some change is easier than others.
I don't know.
I think new Carlito needs a new number.
Like, if I had
Here,
a
let's
regular
roll.
car,
Can we roll for new Carlito?
Johnny, number 5.
if I had a regular car,
Johnny
and I
5.
changed to a car made out of gold, yeah, I could do that.
But Johnny 5 is dead. Johnny 5 is not alive.
Okay,
We're rolling for
I
Johnny
need
5
luck
up there,
for
whatever.
3s and
No,
stuff.
this is just 6.
Another
No,
6?
no, that's not for the dice game.
Huh?
We're picking his number.
Oh, that's his number.
Carlito Deuce.
Okay, so that's his
Or
number.
wait, Dos.
Okay, are you
Dos.
are you still gonna do the regular dice?
Carlito Dos. Yeah, let's do the. Or you got something to say, Carl? You got something to say?
Well, yeah, I have this to do first.
What?
Yeah.
Something?
Yeah.
Saying something?
Huh?
Carl's got something to say.
What?
No, it's info time.
Call-in television talk show that's recorded in Thurston County every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 366 days on leap years. YDHWM began on September 19th, 2010. Tips and week in advance. So if you're watching this on TCTV channel 22 at 11:30 p.m., this episode taped on the same weekday of the previous week. If you're watching this at 2 a.m., this episode taped on the same day of the month of the previous year. You can also watch any episode of the program on youtube.com or ydhwm.com. Anyone can come on the program, especially you. We rely on the convenient for content, so give us a call at 360-836-4384 and leave a message. We'll play your message on the next episode of the program and call you back. Thank you for watching. And now back to the program.
Well, let's run through and play the next dice. Here we go.
Boy, I sure slapped that red skull up. Taught him a lesson to scare me like that.
New Carlito's back.
Maybe.
Carlito returns.
Hey, Carl, can you roll me a 3, please? I would like 2, actually, but I'll be happy with 1.
Well, Carlito's
Could
getting
you
a
do
6.
that?
New Carlito's getting a 6. 1.
Snake Eye!
1, yeah!
Did you win?
Over here.
Oh,
There it is.
I lost. Carl, you didn't listen to me. Now I'm all fake upset.
I got 1,000 points.
I got nothing. I got no points. Now I'm fake sad. Sort of. Not
Kenny has a 1, Dan has a 3, and I have a 5. That's interesting.
really. Yeah.
1, 3, 5.
Well, here we go. Let's call Freddie. I think he might be sleeping. Yeah, let's take a look. New Carlito has a zoom on that camera. I think last time. When did other Carlito was in the summer? Fell apart in the summer. What is that one even connected to? I don't even see a web up there. It's like just like has its like face stuck in like the grooves of the ceiling.
There are spiders that spin webs along the corners and top.
Hey, you've reached Freddie Dobler.
Must be
I
invisible.
can't come to the phone right
They're
now,
great for
but
mayflies.
if you leave me a nice message, then I will call you back as soon as I can.
How about
Thanks
June
a lot.
bugs? Ha ha ha
Brad, it's the program. You're probably sleeping.
But
It's-
thanks for the tip on Carlito.
Yeah.
It's also Monday.
There he
Hello.
So,
that's
Carlito, I guess
Dan.
he's been here for a while.
is. Where'd you go, Carlito? Did you go on a vacation?
Probably.
Where were you for a couple of months?
On the floor.
I think maybe on the floor or in like the nether realms.
He's
or
now embedded into the carpet. He's become one with the carpet.
something. Carlito has risen. It's a miracle. It's a Halloween miracle.
Hey, Kenny,
What?
I have a question for you.
Okay.
No.
What? Fuck over.
Oh, yeah.
Going down, motherfucker.
What do you think?
Sitting on the couch we
Carl,
are. Hmm?
Hope you enjoyed your after birthday.
Or what?
And,
Well, that's in 5 days or 6
Yep, yep.
days or whatever.
Your birthday?
Yeah.
That was yesterday. For if Carl watched on TV
Yeah.
somehow.
You're going to be 19 again.
Holy hell.
Oh, okay. 19 again.
Yep.
Exciting.
I don't even know what to think about that, really, except for...
Dude,
Yeah,
I've been
yeah, something
39
like that.
so many times now.
Yeah.
Hey, that's cool.
39th birthday yet again.
Let's call Mr. Ginsu back.
So, assuming that there are Borg cubes in out there, are we unique enough for them to add to their collective distinctiveness our experiences?
No, we're not. We
Well,
don't
that's
even
good.
Have, we don't have warp
Because I don't want to
drive.
be assimilated by them anyway.
We keep helping dictators take over shit
Hello?
all over the planet.
Yeah.
Mr. Ginsu.
Wakey, wakey.
Hey, Mr. Ginsu. This is your
Is
Monday.
it Monday?
Yeah.
Must be damn.
Yep. This is your Monday wake-up call. Are you awake?
Yeah. Thanks for waking me up.
Oh, you're welcome. It's good.
All
that
right.
it's good that you're awake.
The day is young. You get going. Go for a run. Go. Write a novel.
Waking up.
You can do it.
Time to go shopping.
Go buy yourself something nice.
For what?
Halloween. I guess.
You're breaking up.
You go get a.
Are
I
we,
think it's too windy. I think the tower's shaking around.
are we breaking up?
How about
Is
now?
is that better? Is that any better?
Maybe. I don't know. That seems to be better. Are you
Okay, hold
actually
on.
speaking into the microphone?
We're tweaking it right now. Is that any better? Is that any better?
That's just how the dice appeared to me on the door, on the coffee table. So
Can you hear us any better?
I wonder who's gonna win.
Barely.
Barely? Oh,
Uh,
you gotta fix that. Kenny, come on.
Uh,
How come whenever I talk, then I hear myself talking
Oh well,
a second later?
We're gonna blame the satellites for that.
yeah, I'm not sure.
I think it's a satellite fault.
I had this problem in setting up this computer
Some kind
How
of
about? Can you hear us?
with
feedback loop.
Linux. I felt useless like a monkey behind
You-
the keyboard with
You feel useless?
well,
I feel fine.
to a certain degree. It's like all these different avenues of trying to bring new life into a desktop and send that desktop off on its merry way to someone else.
Can you hear yourself now?
Can you hear us
No,
now?
you're totally breaking up.
Oh, no, now it's worse, huh?
Oh crap.
What are you doing? Sleeping? Well, go back to sleep, Mr. Kinsey.
No, it ain't gonna be working tonight. I don't think. But I want to hang up.
Go back to sleep.
Hey,
Cause I can't hear a fucking thing.
hey, have a good one. Till next time we talk.
You gotta talk to somebody who cares, like Dan or Freddie or
Go back to sleep.
Uncle Dan. Uncle Dan.
Good night. Good night, Mr. Ginsu. Go to sleep, but go back to sleep.
Uncle
All
Dan.
right.
Okay, bye.
I don't know what's wrong. It's all fucked up. Hey, cough hosers. Hey,
Yeah, how about now?
hang up now. Later.
Can you hear us now?
Is that any better? Is that any better? Is that any better? I just want to do the thing where it's like, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
It's hard to tell what is going through to the thing. Maybe it's the computer. Maybe it's the computer is doing it.
Well, I mean, the only time you fiddle with those dials are when things are wonky and stuff, but otherwise you don't fiddle with them.
Yeah.
So it should work just fine every single time.
Oh yeah, I shouldn't keep messing with it. It's probably just the internet. That's
Well, I get calls from my daughter or my sister, and every once in a while I get that awful echo.
Oh
where
yeah,
I
you
hear
do?
myself. I hear
Just
myself
in
repeat.
regular phones, huh?
Yeah, and it's really loud. Yeah, regular from cell phones.
Those might be in the cell phones or the smartphones. I
Yeah,
don't know
I'll
how
have a landline, right? And I'll be talking to someone on a cell phone, and I get that.
Is it
echo.
all like a digital phone call these days? Anyway, when you call each other on a cell phone.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah. What was we check out the commercial?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's a little more science I was going to tell you. I'm trying to remember what thing. What thing there is. What is the thing?
What is the thing?
They passed out the Nobel Prizes, and a bunch of people got Nobel Prizes. And
When you go today?
pardon?
Look at the commercial. Hey, it's a commercial.
And we're talking about horror today.
Horror.
And Elias is on the phone. Say hi, Elias.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, no, they are. Just keep feeding kids the waffles.
Tune
Not
in
peanut
at-
butter waffles, though.
Tune in at 11:30 p.m. tonight and 2 a.m. for last year's
Or
episode.
die.
Or die on TCTV Channel 22. Call in the bus.
Oh, scary. That's a threat. That's not very nice to make threats past us.
Yeah, Carl.
Oh,
Where are
man.
your manners?
I feel
Jesus.
threatened now. I gotta watch the episode.
Or die.
Or die, yeah. Now I gotta worry about my health, or at least like somewhat.
I like saying, or else.
Yeah. Or else what? You don't even want to know.
Oh, no, you don't. Because it's something.
Yeah, something bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so vague.
We,
Or else.
or the last night's game, or we're gonna do the final thing? I think we're getting down to it.
I was gonna let Dan's mind jog a little bit more.
Oh, about space?
Or Nobel Peace Prize.
Nobel Prize?
Whatever.
What about the Nobel Prize, Dan?
Oh, they handed out the Nobel Prizes this
To-
time around.
to
And I was
who?
trying to think, a bunch of junior scientists that made some major discoveries. Someone in genetics always gets one. Somebody in astronomy, all the major sciences, right? Chemistry, physics, biology, genetics. I think anthropology is one. And they give one out to, it's kind of an
Well, I think
unusual.
you won, Kenny.
I won. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
1,500 points.
1,500. What's the most number of dice that someone has gotten that they picked? Like 3 I've seen many times.
Probably 5.
Yeah, I chose a number, I think that was either 5 or Mr. didn't see who got.
I think it's been 5 because there's
5.
never been 6 ever.
Yeah.
So it's got to be 5. We've had 5s.
Well, I've gotten like 4 3s.
It's
Gotten
possible.
4.
There's never been
Once
an
or
entire
twice.
number rolled all the way.
That would be, you'd have to mark that down, mark the date down or something like that.
We've
when you
had
get
more than
all-
one straight.
Well, that's why we have an intern.
That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So, and isn't the odds the same for a straight as they are for a 6 of a kind, or a 6 of a kind lower? Because isn't like
Yeah, I think all the same kind is low. Well, you know what? It should be all the same odds. It should be.
I think that's what it seems like
I
it
mean,
would be.
each dice rolls, there's a 1 in 6 chance of it landing on, say, a 1.
Yeah.
Right.
But the odds are even lower for 2 dice to land on 1. And the odds get even lower for 3 dice. And I think it's a logarithmic scale. The odds of all 6 being on the same size.
Yeah, but the same with the.
Are-
With,
It
are
multiplies
several-
upon. It
Yeah,
multiplies
several
upon itself.
orders of magnitude. You
Yeah.
know, go from 6 times, 6% to 0.6% to
Numbers.
0.006%.
Who won the
something.
Nobel Peace
6
Prize?
times 6 is 36.
I don't remember their names at all. I just read about
What'd
them.
they do?
Oh, just some interesting stuff. It was the
Just something interesting. And what was it?
mostly I've just been
Carlito,
focused.
you won.
I've been
You won, Carlito, or something.
I've
I
been
don't know.
focused mostly on this star and what's going on with it. Curiosity has found more evidence of water.
Yeah.
They found little pebbles that look just exactly like river pebbles.
Where?
In this area where
In
it's
Pluto?
kind of weird. This area where the Curiosity rover landed was a crater at one point.
Uh-huh.
But the central area after it was a crater, it was flat for a while, but for some reason it turned into a bulge. And so this mountain that the rover is slowly winding its way upward towards is like it's a bulge in the ground. Some force from underneath pushed the ground up. It wasn't due to the meteor impact because it was flat. It was a lake. This rover is driving around on what used to be a lake that lived there for 1 million years.
Are there any liquid mountains?
Yes, they're called glaciers.
Oh.
Well, they're parts of a mountain.
So
They're not
it's-
mountains all by themselves.
The Curiosity is driving on a glacier?
What may have been one at one time, possibly. It was a lake. The lake dried up, and then in some other tectonic event of some kind, the central area got pushed up a little bit. It's not real tall. It's not like the central peak of most craters. It's just this little bulge. And the Curiosity rover is finding all kinds of stratified, layered ground that's been broken and cracked since. It's finding all kinds of little riverbed petals. It's finding the blueberries. When the two rovers, like 15 years ago, landed, Spirit and Opportunity, one of them landed right near this little tiny crater, and it did some exploring right away, and it found these rock formation with these tiny little beads in them about the size of the petite peas. They're just little tiny things. They're little bead-sized things, and they were embedded in the rock. And as the rock slowly eroded, these little beads dropped out, and so the floor of this crater had thousands and thousands of these tiny little, what looked like dark little rocky ball bearings.
Mm-hmm.
Have
And-
they been analyzed yet?
Yeah, they're some sort of a salt that has to be dissolved in water, and as the water slowly dries up, the salt forms these little beads. Some
Whoa.
not crystals like quartz or anything, but they're these little salt and I think sulfur and iron or something like that. That if the water is acidic or really salty, you'll get these little crystalline, kind of semi-crystalline, rocky little balls. And
So
it's
if you
and it's
could,
found and Opportunity has found these things, and Spirit found these same sorts of things. They landed in very different places, but they found. Well, Spirit may not have. It was kind of on an upper ridge, so. But Opportunity's been in a flat area where there's been water on there, and Curiosity for sure.
If there's a cross section of the rock formations on Mars like there is on Earth, you think you would see all these different variations of like iridium, a layer of iridium, and whatever else, like you would find on planet Earth?
Yeah, Mars has what looks like a higher iron content in the rock generally than the Earth does. The surface of the Earth has a lot more silicates and oxidized silicates, oxidized iron, oxidized a lot of carbon.
What's that attributed to? Why is there more silicates in planet Earth?
Well, Earth was struck by a planet, what they think was about the size of Mars, and it struck it kind of sideways. It didn't smack directly into it. It hit it sideways, and it tore off part of that planet. And some of the planet would have kept on going, but the Earth, the surface of the Earth after it had formed was disrupted. And so what that did is that dug up a bunch of mantle, because generally the way it works with the planet is the heaviest things sink towards the center, and the lighter things go to the surface.
So silica is heavier or
lighter than iron. Silicone.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lighter element. Oxygen is lighter than iron. Iron is down there a ways. It's like I think 16. And oxygen is 8, and silicone is...
Is there any way to know what this planet was that
I think it's 11 or something.
helped create the moon or something?
Well, this Mars-sized object
Play the Final Dice game.
formed a ring around the Earth
rolled
for a
the last
while,
dice game.
Oh, we did?
and then the moon coalesced.
You won, Kenny.
I won.
You did. You're the winner tonight.
I forgot. Thanks, Mr. Ginsu. Thanks, Dan.
So the moon formed
Freddie?
from the debris of this collision.
Thanks, Carl.
You're welcome.
Thanks, the moon.
Yeah, moon. Actually, we really should thank the moon because it helps keep the Earth's magnetic field intact. And that helps protect us from terrible cosmic rays and solar radiation and plasma storms and all kinds of crazy shit that's flying out in space. It helps us. And the moon is responsible for that. Thank you, moon.
Thanks, new Carlito. Glad to have you back.
Yeah, good to see ya. You're not real talkative, but you don't mess up the place.
You're dead.
Yes, you are. As dead as a bug can be when they're dead. That's
Your
pretty dead.
daily hour with me, episode number and date and day of the week. Thank you. Check it out. TCTV, channel 22, 11:30 and 2 a.m.
Carlito
On TV, YDHWM.com on the internet.
is a vegetarian.
360-836-4384.
They don't have fangs or teeth or nothing.
They don't eat mosquitoes?
No, they have a little tongue.
Deborah,
They're vegetarians.
Megan, Sarah,
if you're
Steve,
meat,
Zegan, TCTV, Chris
blood
Football,
drinker,
La Baby. What do
really
they eat? Jordy
vegetarian?
Leafs, Thurston County, Washington State, USA.
Yeah.
US only.
If fruit fell
Hell yeah, dog.
on the ground, they'd eat that.
Bye.
Coming up on the next episode of the program. Yeah.
What do it now?
It's a commercial.
I suppose. Oh, it's another fucking commercial.
What did we do today?
I'm planning.
Whoa,
TCTV
motherfucker, that little bastard almost got me.
Mr. Gintu had some car issues with a dealership or something.
Yeah, pull out a radio.
We're on